Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Little Bites, and this is a new horror film from writer-director Spider-One. And this film focuses on Mindy, played by Chris Fox, and she is a desperate mother who is trying to protect her 10-year-old daughter, as she is a young widow, allows a nightmarish monster to slowly eat her alive. And this vampiric film has atmosphere. It has this sense of dread. There's a good use of darkness and shadows in terms of how this film is shot. There's definitely a feel, an atmosphere going on in the film, and I think that goes a long way with Andy Patch, who's the cinematographer. There's Roy Mayorga's score that just lays this uneasy feeling. What's also interesting is, like, they have the opening credits and they have this music playing that has this very specific kind of feel to it that kind of sets the stage, gives this like that kind of like 80s like B horror movie kind of feel. But definitely atmospherically this feels very intense, very eerie. I think Fox, who previously was in like Terrifier 3, I think she does a really fine job anchoring this film down. They do some good use of makeup in terms of like scarring and stuff like that on her and some other characters at important points, that, and also the makeup on the antagonist, played by John Sklarov, is really well done. Very creepy. It has this very like old school kind of vampire, kind of very much looking like the Baron from like What We Do in the Shadows, except creepier and darker, and they didn't make a whole lot of jokes in this film. This film definitely doesn't go for that kind of vibe. You even have like Bonnie Aarons, who plays Mindy's mother, who's Valak, the witch, and, you know, without all the makeup and stuff like that. And there's some interesting, like, horror castings. Like, there's a child services woman who keeps showing up, and it's Barbara Crampton. And it's fun seeing some of these, like, horror icons popping up in these smaller roles. And I think narratively, I think the film feels very loose. It doesn't have a whole lot of narrative thrust, and sometimes it feels like it's just slowly moving across what this story is. And metaphorically and thematically, I think it lays down the groundwork well. You understand where it's going for. And then it hits into like its final act, like the final 15 minutes or so. It's definitely getting creepier and more unnerving. Has some good setups there, the dynamic between Mindy and her daughter. But what's strange and where this goes in terms of like its final moments, it's certainly provocative and an interesting choice. But thematically, it feels like such a wild swing. And by the end, I feel like this film certainly delivers with the atmosphere and some good performances and an eerie antagonist and very creepy moments. It just feels like there's not a whole lot there story-wise to keep it going and keeping you engaged as much. And thematically, it gets a little muddled. But overall, I think it still has good elements that make this an unnerving and really eerie horror experience that's worth a watch. It's right there on Shudder. But those are my thoughts on Little Bites. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.